Welcome to What If We Watched, the show where we ask ourselves, what if we watched this? Today, we're asking ourselves, what if we watched Gravity Falls Season 1?
Yeah. This is the Gideon episodes plus a little bit of filler, just to get the idea of the show. I have a synopsis here of that I wrote myself of season 1. This says twins Dipper and Mabel Pines are forced to stay with their Grunkle Stan over the summer in his boring hometown of Gravity Falls. However, through the discovery of a mysterious journal, the pair soon learn that all in the town is not as it seems. What did you think of this
Spooky.
overall?
Okay, first of all, I am sick at the moment, so please do not.
Yeah, he's got
worry.
COVID, hasn't he? He's got COVID.
I thought, let me just grab my notes here.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was.
Pop my notes up. Here we go.
I thought it was a great show.
Very nice.
It's not the best show I've ever seen.
What's the best show you've ever seen?
I don't know, but it's definitely it wasn't the best show I've ever seen, but it's a decent watch.
This might be my favorite TV show. That could be like Doctor Who or something. I don't know, but this is definitely up there, and it's one of the few TV shows that feels like one story, and it's not too long. It's not like an absolute drag to get through, even though each season is like 20 episodes. It's nice. It's nice to watch. One of my notes is that the supporting characters are fantastic. They're all very funny. Old Man McGucket is he's the guy who goes, "Oh, I'm Old Man McGucket," and they're like a newspaper reporter guy who's got like his secret birthmark, and there's a guy called Tyler, and he only has one line in the whole show.
Get him.
Get him. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Should we talk about? Do you want to talk about Dipper and Mabel? Do you want to talk about Little Gideon? What do we want to do?
I thought that both Dipper and Mabel with some shows, like their whole dynamic, it works, and I don't know how it works, but like I know like a lot of shows try and do the same thing, but kind of fail. But I thought this show did like their whole like their differences like really well.
I think they basically just looked at what siblings are like in real life through the thick and thin, or everything they go through in this show. At the end of the day, they're always there for each other. There's not a single episode ends where Dipper and Mabel don't like each other. By the end of an episode, each episode starts with them loving each other, and each episode ends with them loving each other, which I think is the way it should be. Siblings don't quarrel for that long. They are family, and I think that's what this show does really well. Mabel is she's desperate. She has a boyfriend obsession, doesn't she? But then another thing I noticed was that she won't go out with Lil Gideon, even though he is obsessed with her. Which what do you think about that? Because like she's desperate, and then this guy says, "Oh yeah, we're soulmates," and she's like, "No."
Well, I think I call that character growth.
Yeah, but it's in like the first 4 episodes. I guess she her first boyfriend was a pile of gnomes, so maybe that's something to do with it. I've got so many notes about Lil Gideon. He's such an interesting character.
I found Mabel really annoying.
I find her annoying at times, but like her soul character is really good, really great.
Like sometimes, yeah, but sometimes I just can't stand her, and that happened a lot while I was watching this.
What was about her that you couldn't stand?
She was just like really high pitched, and like I just wanted her to shut up. a lot of the time.
Shut up, Mabel. The second most important character in season 1, at least. Season 2, different story.
I thought Dipper was very.
Man, all my Gideon notes. It's the opposite of the Mystery Shack. His tentotelepathy. They're both frauds, but they've got their own Seuss, and one of them is very well, they're both very popular, but Lil Gideon, like, I don't know. It's just he's the polar opposite of Grunkle Stan, even when he's not. What else is there to say? A question. Was Lil Gideon evil before he met Mabel or not?
Yes.
This might spark some debate.
Yes,
Why do you think he? I don't really. I'm not
No,
sure.
he wanted to find the journals.
Yeah, but how? He was just this little
Okay.
kid who was right. Like, he used the journal for his tricks, but that was just him being a scammer. Then he met Mabel, and he became a total psychopath.
No, I don't think he
And-
became a psychopath because of Mabel. I think he became.
But he had journal 2, didn't he? And then he thought. But did he think that Dipper had number 1 all along, even though
thought that
Dipper had number 3?
He didn't know. He didn't know that. He didn't know there were 3 journals. He thought there were.
Yeah,
2.
he thought there were 2. Who did he think had number 1 though?
He thought that Grunkle Stan did, which he did actually.
Then why did he take over the Mystery Shack, just so he could
Try and
find
find
it
it,
and also
yeah.
build a theme park,
Yeah.
which would cost millions of dollars?
No, he took it over to find it, but then he tried to hide the fact that he was trying to find it by just saying, "Oh, I did it
Right.
to make a theme park."
What I took it as was that he met Mabel and he was like, "Wow, she's real nice," and then Mabel's brother's like, "No," and then Gideon, I don't know. No, you're probably right. Well, you are right.
I think he tried to do it. No, I think at first he tried to find the, or he tried to find the journal by. He could have been pretending to be into Mabel.
Maybe I did. It didn't seem like he was pretending though, because he still wants her more than anything. Even in the last episode of his of the Gideon trilogy, made up of season 1, episode 4, episode 19, and episode 20. It is a perfect trilogy. I will argue that. I'll probably make a separate video on why the 3 Lil Gideon episodes make a perfect trilogy. That would be interesting to talk about. In case guys watching out there didn't know, I love movie trilogies more than anything, more than my family, more than Chris. Small things I noticed. Seuss comes up with a ship name for Mabel and Gideon. What was it? Mabigeliod, which I don't know how he came up with that, because neither of their names end in a D. But at one point, I just noted this down because it was just a prequel reference. Lil Gideon says, "You turned her against me," which is obviously Anakin's famous line when he's with Obi-Wan on Mustafar. Brilliant scene, by the way, which you hate the prequels for some reason.
Oh, no, I didn't actually notice that.
Well, he was not a similar character to Anakin Skywalker at all, but they had, a similar line or whatever. Seuss said that everyone in the Mystery Shack, their mutual hatred for Lil Gideon bonds them together, which is not true. They were friends even before Lil Gideon came along. In Dreamscapers, obviously we meet Bill Cipher for the first time, who becomes much, much more prominent in the show. Turns out to be the main villain of the TV show.
I think that Bill Cipher is probably one of my favorite villains of all time.
He is a good villain, but I don't know why. He has no motivation. He's just like, "Oh, I hate Stan."
He thinks that Stan is Stanford is the brother.
Oh yes, of course. Yes, spoilers for season 2. Let's
yeah.
We'll talk more about that in the season 2 video.
Yeah.
yeah, when they're in Stan's mind, one of his memories, he's pitching his vacuum cleaner to a guy at the doorstep. Stan Vac, it sucks more than anything. Great slogan, just great. Already talked about how the Gideon episodes make a perfect trilogy.
I thought
I've
that
got one more thing to say after that, but what have you got to say?
I like the jokes. I wrote a couple down, and
Yeah.
two of them I don't know what. I know there was Duck Detective. There was a Duck Detective joke.
Oh yes, yeah. I wrote down the fictional TV shows within Gravity Falls,
And then
all
like
the
yeah,
ones I could find.
there's a scene where like the Watson type figure says, "Wow, that's amazing," and Duck Detective is like, "Don't patronize me."
Yeah. Another TV show that's on the Gravity Falls TV station, whatever. Tiger Fist. There's a movie which I also saw Stan went to see when he was younger. Movie Grandpa the Kid,
Uh,
which is obviously a western, but it's a funny title, play on words. The grappling hook is a sort of
oh,
mini arc. Mabel basically at the end of season 1, episode 1, takes a grappling hook out of the box. Dipper takes his famous hat that he has, and then the grappling hook. The whole season, Dipper's just like, that's useless. Why would you need a grappling hook?
and
And
then in
then
the last
obviously,
episode,
yeah,
it
it
saves
saves
them
their
both.
lives, which is just fantastic.
Okay.
What did you not like about this show?
Uh, um, hmm. I. hmm.
It's a perfect show.
I know I know we didn't watch it like these episodes, but I remember watching them and absolutely hating them. Was those episodes where Dipper's trying to impress Wendy?
Oh, is that the one? Is that the one where he brings the video game character to life?
Yeah, I hated those episodes. They were so
That was
boring.
filler at its
Yeah,
finest.
I
Yeah,
hate.
the filler in this show, and also filler in shows like the Clone Wars and probably a lot of anime, is just tough to get through. But then once you get on the other side
I
of the
mean,
filler, you just are grateful.
there are shows where filler makes sense. This is not one of
Yeah.
them.
This
is just. I hated I hated the filler in this.
To be honest, I'm not that bothered about the filler in this show. It's sort of each episode is a little story, and it's just a bit of fun. It's nice way to spend 20 minutes most of the time, except when you get episodes like Boys Crazy, where she has to free the band from like prison or whatever. That was just strange, but you know, that's Gravity Falls. It's a strange show.
Also, I found some moments to be like really boring.
Which moments?
I don't remember. I just have it written down that I found some moments boring, but I don't remember what.
What did you think of Legend of the Gobblewonker? That was the second episode of the first filler one we watched.
My least favorite episode.
Did you like Headhunters more than that then?
Oh, what was that one? Was that episode?
That was the
3?
wax figures. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
I think that one was
Headhunters. That had funny jokes.
Yeah.
The Legend of the Gobblewonker. That was just boring.
The Legend of the Gobblewonker was well, that's the first episode after like the pilot. So I guess they didn't know what direction they were going to go in, so they just did basically a spin on the Loch Ness monster, I guess. Should we do scores out of 10? This isn't going to be a long episode, probably. Do you want to do scores out of 10?
Wait. Was there anything that you didn't like about it?
I'd have to do a lot of thinking, to be honest. This show is, I love it.
It's like, for me, this is like the equivalent. This is like what you had with Your Name a couple of weeks ago.
Oh right, okay. Some of it is great. Most of it is not great.
Okay, when it's good, it's really good. When it's bad, it's awful.
Right. Okay. My complaint with this show would be lots of the characters are quite underutilized. There's so in season 2, not so much, but season 1, when we meet these characters the first time, they don't really do much. Like Seuss is a fantastic character, but most of the time he's just saying, hey Dipper, hey Mabel, you want to do a funny thing? And they're like, yeah, let's do a funny thing. Like, get that's most of his character. But in season 1, at least, he doesn't have much to do. But obviously in season 2, a few episodes in season 2, we get deeper into Seuss's character, that was one thing I liked about that, which we'll get onto in 2 weeks' time after Boyhood.
Yeah.
So what would you give this season out of 10?
I'd either give it a 5 or a 6 out of 10.
Ooh, that's rough. I would have said like an 8.5 or a 9. So are you saying 5 or 6 or 5.5?
Yeah, I'll go with 5.5.
Okay, I'm gonna go with. To be honest, I'm gonna say 9. So that gives it a 14.5 out of 20. That's not great, to be honest, for a show this good.
I don't know.
If that's your opinion, that's the score it gets. I suppose 14.5 out of 20.
This is such a hot take. I don't know. I just thought this show was kind of. It was decent. It was decent, but also mediocre, and sometimes awful.
I will say season 2 contains the best episode in the show and most of the best episodes in the show. And also the finale of season 2 is like it's 3 episodes long. So that's a lovely thing to get through.
I think I'd enjoy.
There's some little gems in season 2 as well. Obviously, as well as season 1, but I prefer season 2 definitely. I think I speak for most people when I say that.
Okay then.
Okay, so what next week? It's Boyhood, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a movie about a kid's life. They started filming it in the late 90s and finished filming it in like 2012 or something. So they filmed this kid's whole life. Obviously, it's fictional, but it's like the story of this kid's life for like 15 years, and it's absolutely it is a masterpiece. It is very, very good, and I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's next week.
We're
I'm probably going to
adding,
watch it in segments because it's like 3 hours long, but yeah.
We're also adding a new film onto our list.
Oh yes, a new film is going to be added onto the list, which we're actually going to watch together. I don't know if we'll do a reaction or whatever, but that's going to be interesting.
Okay. This film.
Would you tell us what movie it is?
It is my favorite movie of all time, Weathering with You.
Weathering with You in the Makoto Shinkai cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Very nice. I'm looking forward to that as well, to be honest, because does that take after the first or second half of Your Name? Because that will determine if I like it or not.
The second half.
Okay, I hate it already.
Okay. No. It literally has like, it doesn't reveal it in it doesn't reveal it in the movie, but in the book, which I've got and have read, it's revealed that I forgot that Taki and Mitsuha got married.
What? That's only in the book and not in the movie.
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay. Well, I'll still watch it. If it's your favorite movie, I'd definitely like to give that a watch. Is that it for this week?
Yeah.
Okay. Good job. We will see you next time for The Hood of Boy.
Yeah.